So welcome one and all to the extended Frisky Friday. Now you totally are going to have to excuse my camera work. I bought myself one of those camera holders and you know what? I can't work out the art from the elbow with it. So here we are with complete inept level recording from me, Luna Winters Tarot. I'm a psychic medium and I am technologically inept. So, you can't have it all. Anyway, on with today's Frisky Friday. Earlier on today, I did a quick read reel on Instagram at Luna Winters Tarot. That's my Instagram account. And I was saying about this person who has been sat in devil energy surrounding themselves with karmic people and karmic energies. And they're wondering now why their life has gone to shit. Now, the reason is because they invested in the wrong people. They allowed themselves to be drawn away. And they were sold down the river. That's what I want to say. They were sold down the river. Somebody sold them a false narrative. And because your person was feeling a tad insecure at the time, because whether you understand it or not, they were actually very jealous of your light. And they shouldn't have been. What they should have done was look at your light and seen it as an example of how to be themselves. But when they first met you, they did. They really admired it. But then as time went along, they just got a little bit kind of arsy about it because they could see you were elevating and yet their life wasn't changing. But what they weren't recognizing was in order for their life to change, they needed to make the same level of investment and energy as you did. Now, this person, they're actually really, really lazy. And they're one of those people who just does the minimum effort for absolute maximum effect. And they still wonder, and I feel this person is in their middle age, they still wonder how in their middle age years, how they've still got very, very little to show for the length of time they've been on this earth. And the reason is because they're really, really lazy. Now, because they were envious of you, they stopped giving reciprocity. They stopped putting in the same level of effort and commitment that you were, and it began to bring about this imbalance. And in the end, this imbalance became too much. And yeah, they threw you to the curb and they left you there under the wheels of a bus bleeding out, and they walked away and they didn't look back. They were just like, yeah, whatever. To them, it didn't matter. And yeah, you went straight into this Five of Cups energy. You were just like, what the hell just happened to me? You felt like you had 100% lost your world. And the problem was, this person, as I've just said, was in this place of illusion. They thought they got 7 cups of wonderment in front of them. But what they weren't seeing was that the only cup they needed was the cup that you had offered that was full of unconditional love and abundance. And after they cut you off and left you for dead, and they really, really did leave you bleeding out, and we know that story. We don't need to go over it again. But after they did that, they genuinely believed that their life was going to be on the up. So imagine their surprise when each and every one of these cups, these 7 cups, had a hole in the bottom. And slowly over time, the contents of these cups and the illusion they held has just dripped. And now all 7 cups are empty. And this person's like, what the hell? And what's happening is they are losing. They are losing financially. They're losing success. They're losing their reputation. I feel some of them are absolutely 100% going to lose their home, because you can't go through life treating people like shit, but also climbing over people, good people, to try and earn your own success without making any effort. Now, you told them this was going to happen 100%. You sat back and you said, I've already seen your future. I know exactly where this is going to go if you don't stay with me. But this person thought you were lying, because everybody else around them was going, don't listen to that person. They don't have your best interest at heart. We have your best interest at heart. And I feel these 7 cups with 7 people. That's what I'm seeing. It's like a gaggle of people, a pack of hyenas. It could be family. It could be a mix of family and friends. It could be family, friends, and an ex, a karmic ex. But I see the number 7, and there were 7 people talking in your person's ear, and 7 voices became discombobulating. They couldn't hear their own intuition anymore. And that was the aim. That's what these people wanted to do. They wanted to confuse your person to the point where they had no other option but to drop the ball with you and go over where they were promising a false illusion. So yeah, your union came to an end. Now, this was a divinely destined union. So your person broke the contract, and that's the biggest mistake they made, because that's when these cups revealed the holes they had in them, and everything started to slip through your person's hands. Everything they touched slipped through their fingers because they were a coward, because they lacked the strength to stand up for you, to stand up for your union, to look you in the eye and see you for who you are. They didn't want to believe that you were like this holy grail that had been handed to them, but you were. You 100% were. Their soul knew it, but their head didn't. And because their head was a mess, they just could not see the wood for the trees. So now their life is going completely down the toilet, like Donald Trump toilet brush here. They are losing everything. And it's really, really beginning to frighten them, because it doesn't matter how much they try to climb out of that toilet bowl, the universe keeps flushing them back down. And, you know, if you can imagine, they're trying to add toilet duck around the bowl to make things look better, to smell better. It's like, my life can't be this shit. It can't possibly be this shit. If I cover it over with toilet duck, it's going to be better. No, it's not, because the toilet duck is going to be flushed away as well with your success, your ambitions, your reputation. It's all gone down the Swanee, mate. That's what I want to say. It's all gone down the Swanee, mate. Now, this person, 100%, is learning the lesson of what it's like to be left out in the cold, because they've never had anyone do this to them before. Because I feel that when they left you, they really thought you were going to go running after them. They thought that what they had given to you was enough, even though it was just a bag of measly breadcrumbs. They really thought you were going to chase after that bag of breadcrumbs. And you're just like, really? What do you think I am? A duck? You're like, no, darling, I'm an empress. I don't chase after breadcrumbs. You want those breadcrumbs, you go feed them to those 7 ducks over there, because you're going to find out that all you're going to get in return is breadcrumbs from them too. So yeah, this person absolutely was a fool. But by being a fool, what they did was push you into a place where you have been able to elevate your life. You have been able to take this step into ascension and soul growth. And your life has gone from strength to strength. You had to find your strength in the darkest moment and dig yourself out of the deepest hole, because this person left you with so many burdens. I feel they walked away at a point in your life where you're just like, you were already spinning 75 plates and trying to care for them and give to them and this and that and that and that. And as they walked away, you still had to keep those plates spinning. So it was selfish of them, incredibly selfish, incredibly cowardly. But yeah, they did you a really big favour, because look at you now. You're sitting in this Ace of Pentacles. You are in your kingdom. You are sat on this throne. You're like, yeah, whatever. And this person, they are going to try and crawl back, because they realise now who you are. They realise where they should have been. But, you know, they wanted to be in this state of illusion. But now the blindfold's off, because, as I said, these 7 cups have emptied out. But it's really strange, because it's like I'm getting so many reversals now, because on one hand, they know that they have to come around because it's a divine contract. But on the other hand, they also know that you're just going to look at them and go, seriously? Really? You think you can come to my door after what you did to me? Because this person is yet to apologise. They are yet to take accountability. They are yet to take the hit for what they did, because they've been running. They've been running for so long. They've been hiding their head in the sand. They've been filling their time up with illusory activities, you know. So they haven't yet taken that accountability. Yes, sure, they feel regret. They feel remorse. But What they are doing, though, is they are walking away from these people. Now, there are 5 very specific people out of the 7 who were the major protagonists in this very sorry tale. Now, they were the people who, with your person, once this union had ended, ensured that well, they thought if they kept stabbing you in the back, you wouldn't be able to get back up. But of course you could, because you are divine. You are an earth angel. And they really, really underestimated you. They really, really underestimated you. Why did I say me? Because they're going, me, it's all about me. It was all about me. No, it wasn't. And that's what they're realizing now. That's what they're telling me. They were in this really selfish place of it was all about me. And this is why these swords got put in your back. They are now realizing that they have completely lost their wish fulfillment. They have lost everything that they were meant to have. So now the only choice they have is to walk away from these 7 people. They've already cut 5 of them out. There's 2 more that need to go, but I feel those last 2 people are family members, and they're the 2 people who have the deepest claws. And your person's going to have to really, really fight to free themselves from these 2 specific people. But you can be ensured that when they come back, they're no longer in this sketchy energy. Now, I always say this, you have free will. You do not have to take this person back. If you feel divinely guided to give this person another chance, then yep, fill your boots, go ahead, you do just that. If you don't have to. You also don't have to put it in my comments. I don't want him back. Oh, no. Don't want to hear it. We're all on this journey. We've all suffered. We've all been run round the mill, and we've all been, left twisting in the wind, and we've all had to dig ourselves out, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I don't need to hear about it in the comments. We all already know. Long story short, I hope you can see these cards, by the way, because those of you who don't know me won't know that I live on a narrow boat, and obviously the light can be a bit sketchy, like this person's attitude and energy. All said and done. 1221 when I said that. So 1221, an angel number. I'm spot on with the angel numbers today, so go have a look at that. 1221 angel number. Long story short, this is a tale of somebody who bowed to temptation. This is a tale of somebody who, as we head into the Easter weekend with the planets all direct and the stars aligned and judgment weighing very, very, very heavily post Venus and Mercury retrograde, this is a story of someone who now realizes the full impact of their negative and selfish, mindless behaviors. This is someone who knows that regardless of the response they receive from you, they still have to come back in and take accountability, because unless they take accountability, they're going to lose more and more and more, and their life is going to go more and more and more down the pan. Look at all these pentacles. Success, money, everything is just going to keep on slipping through their fingers. Look, again, more, because they told lies, because they weren't authentic, because they refused to stand in their authenticity and truth. They have to learn that harsh lesson right now, this weekend, that truth always prevails. And if you want to get anywhere in life, you get there through humility, honesty, and candor and decency. And you don't get there by stabbing an earth angel in the back 5 times, hiding behind 7 people.